This is a collection of romantic poets printed in 1982 by the Franklin Library. It is a hardcover book that is stamped with a leather grain pattern on the paperboard there. In this nice brown color as well. The front cover has this gold embossing printed on. And that's the same with the spine. As you can see, it says Romantic Poets. And there's no other text on there. It has a flower pattern right here, which is quite nice. I guess a motif would be the better way to say it. And it does have these fake hubbed spines. And the back cover has that same printed on design as the front cover does. The edges have this gold embossing on them. Somewhat cheap, but it does still look nice. And we do have a headband and a tailband. And I do believe that this book is a sewn binding rather than glued. The end papers are this dark red and white geometric pattern printed on there, quite thin, nothing special about those. The paper of the book itself is just all right. It's what you'd expect in a hardcover. So you can see it says Romantic Poets, William Blake to Edgar Allan Poe. So these will be sorted in alphabetical order. There's the full title page, Romantic Poets, William Blake to Edgar Allan Poe, illustrated by Eugene Carlin. Here's the contents, so we'll take a look at some of the poets in this book. We have William Blake, Robert Burns, George Crabbe, Philip Freneau, I hope I said that right, Fitzgreen Halleck, Sir Walter Scott, who I do definitely recognize from the Sherlock Holmes series, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who I also recognize from the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, William Wordsworth, Hartley Coleridge, William Cullen Bryant, Walter Savage Landor, Thomas Moore, George Gordon, also known as Lord Byron, Percy something Shelley, not too sure what this person's middle name is, maybe Bish or Baishi, not too sure, George Darley, John Keats, who I have a collected works of, Leigh Hunt, Thomas Hood, Winthrop Mackworth Praed, sorry if I'm saying all these names wrong, they are a bit archaic, John Clare, Ralph Waldo Emerson, who I definitely recognize, Henry David Thoreau, who I also certainly do recognize, William Barnes, John Greenleaf Whittier, Jones Very, Thomas Lavelle Beddoes, I hope I said that one right, and of course, Edgar Allan Poe, who most people would recognize. We have an introduction here by W.H. Auden. And then it starts with William Blake and a nice little illustration there. This is how they're formatted. It is a little odd how little of the page some of these poems use. Instead of being centered, they're left aligned, which does look a bit odd because they leave all of this white space on the right. There are no illustrations in this book except for on the introductory page for each of the poets. Otherwise, the pages are empty. And it does actually look like they reuse the illustrations, which is not the most original. But if all you want is a collection of famous poetry, then this book should be just enough. There's Edgar Allan Poe. I am surprised that The Raven is not on here. You would think that they would use his arguably most famous work of all time, but I guess not. And one more thing to add, the book itself is a little bit better at laying flat than some of these other Franklin Library hardcovers. Still not the best. This is from the middle, but if you do it at the edge, it will not lay flat. And of course, the back has the same red end papers as the front. And one more thing to add is that I purchased this book for about $12 from a lot. That was the unit price in the lot. So not the worst price, but I definitely could have got better. That's all. Thank you very much.